Think about the world when these were built. In Europe, most communities were living in simple Neolithic settlements. For example, the Orion correlation theory suggests the layout of the three Giza pyramids was designed to mirror the three stars in Orion's belt. Think about the world when these were built. In Europe, most communities were living in simple Neolithic settlements. For example, the Orion correlation theory suggests the layout of the three Giza pyramids was designed to mirror the three stars in Orion's belt. In this moment, you feel a profound connection to the past. They are a symbol of endurance, of mystery, and of the eternal human quest for immortality. Long after our own time has passed, they will still be here, silent and magnificent, waiting for the sun to rise over the desert once more. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to witness thousands of years of history standing right before you? Picture this. The sun begins its slow descent, painting the Egyptian sky in brilliant shades of orange, pink, and deep purple. The legendary pyramids of Giza, these colossal structures, are silhouetted against this magnificent backdrop. Long, dramatic shadows stretch across the golden desert sand, as if time itself is slowing down. There's a profound silence here, a feeling of awe that's hard to put into words. You can almost feel the whispers of pharaohs and the weight of centuries in the air. These monuments aren't just stone. They read a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of a civilization that has fascinated the world for millennia. It's a moment of pure, timeless magic. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys to incredible places. For thousands of years, they have stood silent watch over the shifting sands of the Giza Plateau. The Great Pyramids of Egypt. More than just tombs for pharaohs, they are monuments to human ambition, ingenuity, and a civilization that believed in eternity. As the sun begins its slow descent, painting the sky in fiery hues of orange and deep shades of purple, the pyramids cast long, dramatic shadows that stretch across the desert like the fingers of time itself. Imagine, for a moment, the sheer scale of this endeavor. Millions of massive stone blocks, some weighing as much as a small car, quarried and transported with tools and techniques that still puzzle engineers today. Over 20 years, a workforce of thousands toiled under the desert sun to construct the Great Pyramid of Khufu, the last remaining wonder of the ancient world. It stood as the tallest man-made structure on Earth for nearly 4,000 years, a beacon of a civilization at its absolute peak. As we watch the light fade, the air grows still. The hustle and bustle of the modern world seem to melt away, leaving only the profound silence of the desert and the overwhelming presence of these ancient giants. You can almost feel the weight of history in the air, a tangible connection to the past. The pyramids are not just piles of stone. They are a testament to a complex belief system. The ancient Egyptians saw life as a journey, and death was not an end, but a transition to an eternal afterlife. These structures were built as resurrection machines, meticulously aligned with the stars, designed to guide the pharaoh's soul on its celestial voyage. Think about the precision. The four sides of the Great Pyramid are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal points of the compass. This wasn't accidental. The Egyptians were masterful astronomers, observing the heavens to guide their architecture and their lives. The pyramids were celestial clocks, calendars in stone, reflecting their deep understanding of the cosmos. Every angle, every chamber, every passageway had a purpose, steeped in symbolism and ritual. The king's chamber, the queen's chamber, the grand gallery, each a part of a sacred map leading to immortality. Now, look at the Sphinx, the great guardian of the plateau. Carved from a single piece of limestone, its lion's body and human head have puzzled and fascinated travelers for millennia. Who does its face represent? What secrets does it hold behind its enigmatic gaze? For centuries, it lay buried up to its shoulders in sand, a sleeping giant waiting to be rediscovered. As the last rays of sunlight kiss its weathered face, the Sphinx seems to hold the wisdom of ages, a silent witness to the rise and fall of empires, the passing of dynasties, and the endless march of time. The story of the pyramids is also a human story. It's the story of the architects who dreamed them, the engineers who planned them, and the tens of thousands of skilled workers who built them. These were not just laborers. They were respected craftsmen, living in organized communities with their families. They were bakers, brewers, doctors, and masons. Their lives, their work, and their dedication are etched into every stone. They were building for their king, for their gods, and for their belief in an eternal order. As twilight deepens and the first stars begin to appear in the vast desert sky, the pyramids transform once more. They become dark, powerful silhouettes against the lingering glow of the horizon. They seem to belong more to the sky than to the earth. In this moment, you understand why they have captivated the human imagination for so long. They challenge our perception of what is possible. They remind us that we are part of a story that is much, much larger than ourselves. They are a bridge connecting our world to a world that is long gone, yet somehow, still present. The technology used to build them continues to be a source of debate and wonder. How did they lift those massive blocks to such incredible heights? Theories range from long, straight ramps, to spiral ramps wrapping around the pyramid, to intricate systems of levers and pulleys. Recent discoveries suggest the use of water, creating canals to float the stones closer to the construction site. The truth is likely a combination of many brilliant techniques. This ongoing mystery is part of their allure. They don't give up their secrets easily. Visiting the pyramids is more than just a tourist experience. It's a pilgrimage. It's a journey back in time. Walking in the shadow of these structures, you can't help but feel a sense of humility and awe. You're standing where pharaohs, priests, scholars, and explorers have stood for millennia. You're breathing the same desert air and gazing upon the same timeless monuments. It changes your perspective, connecting you to the grand, sweeping narrative of human history. As darkness finally blankets the plateau, the pyramids don't disappear. They simply take on a new character, becoming a part of the desert night. They are a reminder that some things are built to last. In a world of constant change, they stand as symbols of permanence, of legacy, and of the enduring power of the human spirit to reach for the heavens. They are a promise from the past, whispered on the desert wind, that greatness can be achieved and that some legacies truly are eternal. Thank you for joining us on this journey to the heart of ancient Egypt. If you were moved by the majesty of the pyramids, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more explorations of our world's most incredible wonders. See you next time. Step into a world where time stands still, where the sand whispers tales of pharaohs and gods. We are at the Giza Plateau, the last remaining wonder of the ancient world. Before us stand the Great Pyramids, monumental tombs that have defied millennia, reaching for the heavens like man-made mountains. Imagine the sheer scale of this endeavor. Millions of massive stone blocks, each weighing several tons, were quarried, transported, and assembled with a precision that continues to baffle engineers today. This wasn't just construction. It was a national project, a testament to a civilization's devotion, skill, and power, spanning generations. Let's begin with the largest, the Great Pyramid of Khufu. For over 3,800 years, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth. It's more than just a pile of stones. It's a masterpiece of ancient engineering. Its four faces are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal points of the compass. How did they achieve such accuracy with the tools they had? It's a question that fuels endless fascination and debate. As we move closer, feel the texture of the limestone. These stones have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the passing of countless dawns and sunsets. The desert wind you feel has been sculpting these monuments and the surrounding landscape for ages. A constant, gentle reminder of nature's power. This place isn't a ruin. It's a living museum, holding the echoes of a vibrant past. Now, look to its companions. The Pyramid of Khufu's son, stands slightly smaller but appears just as tall, due to being built on higher ground. A part of its original polished limestone casing still clings to its peak, giving us a glimpse of how magnificent these structures must have looked in their prime, gleaming white under the Egyptian sun. And next to it, the Pyramid of Menkaure, the smallest of the three. Though more modest in size, it was once encased in beautiful red granite from Aswan, hundreds of miles to the south. This choice of materials speaks of the wealth and resources commanded by the pharaoh. Each pyramid tells a unique story of the ruler who built it, their ambition, and their vision for eternity. Let's turn our attention to the silent guardian of this necropolis, the Great Sphinx. Carved from a single massive limestone bedrock, it has the body of a lion and the head of a human, believed to be that of Pharaoh Khufu. For over 4,500 years, it has gazed eastward, watching the sun rise each day, a timeless symbol of strength and wisdom. Its weathered face holds secrets we can only guess at. What has it seen? What stories could it tell if it could speak? The Sphinx has suffered from the ravages of time and erosion. The mystery of its missing nose is often debated, with popular legends blaming cannonballs. But historical accounts suggest it was damaged long before that. This enigmatic statue continues to be a source of wonder and study for archaeologists and historians. A puzzle carved in stone. This entire complex wasn't just about the pyramids. It was a city of the dead. Surrounding the main tombs are smaller pyramids for the queens and mastabas, which are flat-roofed tombs for nobles and high-ranking officials. It was a meticulously planned necropolis, designed to ensure the pharaohs and their courts could navigate the afterlife in a style befitting their status. Think about the people who built this. Not slaves, as Hollywood often portrays, but skilled laborers, craftsmen, and farmers. They lived in a nearby well-organized city. Archaeological evidence shows they were well-fed, received medical care, and were buried with honor near the pyramids. Their work was a form of national service, a sacred duty to their king, who was considered a living god. The construction of the pyramids was an incredible feat of project management. Planners, architects, and foremen had to coordinate a workforce of tens of thousands. They had to manage supply chains for food, tools, and materials. It was a society mobilizing its full potential towards a single, transcendent goal: securing the pharaoh's eternal life and, by extension, the prosperity and stability of the entire kingdom. The ancient Egyptians believed deeply in the afterlife. The pyramids were not just tombs. They were resurrection machines. They were designed to protect the pharaoh's body and possessions, and to help his soul ascend to the heavens to join the gods. The very shape of the pyramid is thought to symbolize the sun's rays, forming a ramp for the pharaoh's spirit to climb. Inside the Great Pyramid, a series of passages and chambers lead to the heart of the structure. The king's chamber, built entirely of red granite, housed the sarcophagus of Khufu. The precision of the stonework inside is even more astounding than the exterior. The joints between the massive granite blocks are so tight, you can't unslip a piece of paper between them. The journey through the narrow, ascending grand gallery is an awe-inspiring experience. Its high corbelled ceiling is a marvel of architectural design. You can't help but feel a sense of reverence and wonder as you walk in the footsteps of those who sealed the pyramid thousands of years ago, intending for it to remain undisturbed forever. Despite their incredible efforts to protect them, the pyramids were plundered in antiquity. The treasures that were once buried with the pharaohs are long gone, looted by tomb robbers. What remains is the structure itself, a powerful statement that has outlasted its original contents and continues to capture our imagination. As the sun begins to set over the plateau, it casts long shadows, painting the pyramids in hues of gold, orange, and purple. This is the magic hour, a time when the boundary between the past and the present seems to blur. The cool desert air descends, and a profound sense of peace settles over the landscape. This isn't just a tourist destination. It's a pilgrimage site for anyone interested in human history, ingenuity, and the quest for meaning. Standing here, you feel connected to something much larger than yourself, a continuous thread of human civilization that stretches back thousands of years. It's a humbling and deeply moving experience. The legacy of the pyramids extends far beyond Egypt. They have inspired architects, artists, and dreamers for centuries. They are a universal symbol of endurance, ambition, and the enduring power of human creativity. They remind us that even in a world of constant change, some things are built to last. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time to the Giza Plateau. The pyramids have stood for nearly 5 millennia, and they will continue to stand, silent witnesses. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to witness eternity? To stand before something so ancient, so monumental, that it seems to defy time itself. That's the feeling you get when you see the pyramids of Egypt. These aren't just structures of stone. They are silent storytellers, keepers of secrets that stretch back over 4,500 years. Imagine standing in the vast, quiet desert, just as the sun begins its ascent. The sky transforms, shifting from a deep, velvety indigo to a soft, gentle blush. And then, the first rays of golden light spill over the horizon, kissing the very tips of the Great Pyramids. It's a moment of pure magic, a daily ritual that has repeated for millennia. The Giza Plateau, home to the Great Pyramid of Khufu, the Pyramid of Kafir, and the Pyramid of Menkaure, begins to awaken. These three giants, along with the enigmatic Sphinx, have watched empires rise and fall, seasons change, and generations of humanity pass by. They are the ultimate symbols of endurance. Let's take a journey back in time, to the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. This was an era of incredible ambition, ingenuity, and devotion. The Great Pyramid, the oldest and largest of the three, was built for the pharaoh Khufu. For nearly 4,000 years, it stood as the tallest man-made structure on Earth. Think about that. No modern cranes, no power tools, just human hands, sheer willpower, and an astonishing understanding of engineering and mathematics. It's estimated that it took over 2 million massive stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons, to construct it. How did they do it? This question has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and dreamers for centuries. Theories range from massive ramps to intricate systems of levers and pulleys. The truth is, we still don't know for sure, and that mystery is part of their profound allure. As the sun climbs higher, the soft morning light gives way to the full, brilliant desert sun. The limestone casing that once made the pyramids gleam like brilliant white jewels is mostly gone now, stripped away over the centuries. But what remains is no less breathtaking. The exposed core blocks revealed the raw power and scale of their construction. You can almost hear the echoes of the past in the wind that sweeps across the sand. The shouts of foremen, the chiseling of stone, the collective effort of a civilization dedicated to honoring their pharaohs and securing their journey into the afterlife. The pyramids were not just tombs. They were complex religious monuments. Each pyramid was part of a larger complex that included temples, causeways, and smaller satellite pyramids for queens and officials. The orientation of the pyramids is incredibly precise, aligning almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. This wasn't by chance. The ancient Egyptians were master astronomers, and the stars were their guide, not just for navigation, but for their spiritual beliefs. They believed their pharaohs would ascend to the heavens to join the gods among the stars, and the pyramids were their stairway to the sky. Now, let's talk about the feeling of being there. It's a deeply personal, almost spiritual experience. As you walk around these colossal structures, you can't help but feel small, a tiny speck in the grand timeline of history. The sheer scale is something that photos and videos can never fully capture. You have to be there to feel the weight of the stones, the heat of the sun, and the immense silence of the surrounding desert. It's a silence that isn't empty, but filled with the presence of the past. You're walking on the same ground where pharaohs, priests, and builders walked thousands of years ago. It's a powerful connection to our shared human story. The Sphinx, with its lion's body and human head, adds another layer of mystery. Carved from a single piece of limestone bedrock, it stands as a silent guardian before the pyramids. Who does its face represent? Most scholars believe it's the face of Pharaoh Khafre, but like so much about this ancient site, definitive proof is elusive. The Sphinx has suffered the ravages of time, wind, and sand, yet it remains, its gaze fixed on the eastern horizon, waiting for the sunrise each day, just as it has for thousands of years. Its weathered face seems to hold a wisdom that transcends our modern understanding. What has it seen? What secrets does it keep? As our day at the pyramids draws to a close, the light begins to soften once more. The sun descends, painting the sky in fiery shades of orange, pink, and purple. The shadows of the pyramids stretch long across the desert floor, like giant sundials marking the end of another day in their long, unending existence. This is a time for reflection. You think about the people who built them, their beliefs, their hopes for eternity. You think about the countless travelers who have come here before you, from ancient Greeks and Romans to Napoleon's soldiers, all drawn by the same sense of wonder. These monuments challenge our perception of time. In our fast-paced world, where everything feels temporary and disposable, the pyramids stand as a testament to permanence, to legacy, and to the incredible potential of human endeavor. They remind us that we are part of a much larger story, one that began long before we were here, and will continue long after we are gone. They are not just relics of a lost world. They are a living part of our world, a bridge connecting the distant past to the present moment. They teach us about resilience. They have withstood earthquakes, wars, and the relentless march of time. They have seen civilizations crumble into dust, yet they remain. This enduring presence offers a strange kind of comfort. It suggests that some things can last, that human creativity and spirit can create something truly timeless. Visiting the pyramids of Giza is more than just a tourist trip. It's a pilgrimage. It's an opportunity to connect with the deepest roots of human civilization and to be humbled by the scale of what our ancestors could achieve. It's a moment to pause, to breathe, and to simply be in awe. The silence of the desert, the majesty of the structures, and the weight of history all combine to create an unforgettable, deeply emotional experience. They are a reminder that some wonders are so profound, they will forever capture the human imagination. They are a symbol of eternity, standing unchanged against the ever-changing sky. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the timeless heart of Egypt. If this step back in time with me, over 4,500 years ago, to the Giza Plateau in ancient Egypt. Forget everything you've heard about aliens or lost technologies. Today, we're witnessing one of the greatest construction projects in human history, brought to life through the sweat, ingenuity, and sheer determination of ordinary people. Look at this scene. The sun beats down, relentless. The air is thick with limestone dust, a constant haze that catches the light. This is the world of the pyramid builders. These aren't slaves, as many once believed. They are skilled laborers, farmers, and craftsmen, working for their king, their god on earth. They are here for a season, fulfilling their duty, earning their bread, and contributing to a project that will echo through eternity. The foundation of this incredible operation is the quarry. See the teams at work, carving massive blocks of limestone straight from the earth. They use copper chisels and stone hammers, tools that seem primitive to us, but in their hands, they are incredibly effective. Notice the precision. They cut deep channels into the rock, then drive in wooden wedges. They soak the wedges with water, and as the wood swells, it exerts immense pressure, splitting the stone with a deep groan. Each block, weighing an average of 2.5 tons, is a testament to their skill and understanding of geology. Once a block is freed, the real challenge begins. Moving it. This is where teamwork is everything. Groups of men, their muscles straining, secure heavy ropes around the stone. They pull in unison, their movements guided by a foreman. There are no wheels here, not for this kind of heavy lifting. Instead, they use wooden sledges. To reduce friction, a worker walks ahead, pouring water onto the sand, creating a slick surface for the sledge to glide upon. It's a simple but brilliant solution, a perfect example of ancient engineering. Now, let's turn our attention to the pyramid itself, rising like a man-made mountain from the desert floor. The most widely accepted theory for how they got these colossal stones up the structure is the use of ramps. Look closely. You can see a massive ramp, likely made of earth, rubble, and bricks, winding its way up the side of the pyramid. It's a monumental construction project in its own right. As the pyramid grows taller, the ramp must be extended. Its angle carefully managed to remain usable. Up on the ramp, the scene is one of coordinated chaos. Teams heave the sledges, chanting in rhythm to keep their efforts synchronized. Supervisors stand at key points, using hand signals and loud calls to direct the flow of traffic. It's a slow, arduous process. A single block might take hours to move from the base to its final position. There's no room for error. A slipped rope or a moment's inattention could be disastrous. Yet, they work with a focus and discipline that is truly awe-inspiring. At the top, another specialized team takes over. These are the stonemasons, the master craftsmen. They use levers and rollers to maneuver the block into its precise location. The fit has to be perfect. On the Great Pyramid, the stones are so tightly joined that you can't even fit a piece of paper between them. This wasn't just about stacking rocks. It was about creating a structure of immense precision and stability, designed to last forever. They check the levels using simple A-frame tools with plumb lines, ensuring each course is perfectly flat before the next is added. While the main structure is built from local limestone, the outer casing was made of a finer, white Tora limestone. These blocks were polished to a smooth, gleaming finish. Imagine what this must have looked like when it was new. The entire pyramid would have shone brilliantly in the Egyptian sun, a dazzling white beacon visible for miles around. At the very top, a capstone, possibly covered in gold or electrum, would have caught the first and last rays of the sun each day. It must have been a truly divine sight. Let's not forget the logistics. An army marches on its stomach, and a workforce of this size is no different. Nearby, a whole city has sprung up to support the builders. Archaeologists have uncovered bakeries, breweries, and workshops. We see evidence of a well-organized society. These workers were well-fed, receiving daily rations of bread, beer, and fish. They received medical care, too. Skeletons found in the workers' cemetery show healed bones, evidence that they were looked after. This was a national project, and the nation provided for its people. The pyramid is more than a tomb. It's a symbol of a unified state, of a shared belief system, and of incredible human potential. It represents a mastery of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. The four sides are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. This required sophisticated surveying techniques and a deep understanding of the cosmos. They weren't just building a monument. They were creating a physical connection between the earth and the heavens, a stairway for their king to ascend to the afterlife and join the gods. As we watch this reconstruction, we see the sheer scale of human effort. We see the sweat on their brows, the calluses on their hands, the focused expressions on their faces. We hear the rhythmic chants of the pulling teams, the sharp crack of hammer on chisel, the grating sound of stone on sand. This is not a mystery of the ancients. It is a story of human collaboration, of problem-solving, and of a belief so strong it could literally move mountains of stone. When you look at the pyramids today, try to see beyond the weathered stone. Picture this vibrant, dusty, and determined world. See the thousands of individuals, each playing their part in this grand cosmic theater. The legacy of the pyramid builders is not just in the stones they left behind, but in the enduring proof that with a common purpose and incredible ingenuity, humanity can achieve the impossible. Thank you for joining me on this journey back in It's a testament to their deep, practical understanding of the world around them. For years, the popular image was one of slaves, toiling under the crack of a whip. But modern archaeology tells a different story. Excavations of the workers' village at Giza have revealed a well-organized community. They had bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities. Analysis of their skeletons shows they ate well, with plenty of protein from fish and meat. These were not slaves. They were skilled laborers, farmers during the Nile's annual flood, when the fields were underwater, and a permanent staff of architects, engineers, and craftsmen. By tracking the movement of celestial bodies, they could establish true north with remarkable accuracy. They used simple but effective tools, like plumbobs and A-frames, to ensure the levels were perfectly horizontal. Every stone had to fit just right. This shows a sophisticated understanding of structural engineering. This casing would have made the pyramids gleam brilliantly in the sun, a dazzling white beacon visible for miles. Sadly, most of this casing was stripped away over the centuries to build cities like Cairo, but we can still see a few of the original stones at the base of Khafre's pyramid, giving us a hint of their former splendor. And what about the very top? The pyramid was crowned with a pyramidion, a capstone that was possibly covered in electrum, a mixture of gold and silver. Imagine that, catching the first and last rays of the sun, a golden point connecting the earth to the heavens. So, when we look at the pyramids, we're not just seeing stone, we're seeing the culmination of incredible human effort, meticulous planning, and profound belief. It wasn't aliens. It wasn't a lost magical technology. It was us. It was human ingenuity, cooperation, and the enduring desire to build something that would last forever. They are a monument to what we are capable of when we work together towards a singular, audacious goal. They were built by humans, for a journey into eternity. And for 4,500 years, they have endured. For thousands of years, a single question has echoed through the corridors of time. How did a civilization, born from the fertile banks of the Nile, raise these colossal structures to the heavens? The Great Pyramids of Giza, they are more than stone. They are a testament to human ingenuity, a silent chronicle of a world that feels both distant and profoundly familiar. As the sun's first rays spill across the desert, they kiss the weathered faces of these ancient giants. Imagine standing here, at the dawn of a new day, just as countless souls have done for millennia. The air is still, carrying only the faintest whispers of the past. The world awakens, but here, time seems to hold its breath. The pyramids don't just exist in the landscape, they command it. They are the anchor of the horizon, an unmoving point in a world of constant change. Each block, a behemoth weighing several tons, was quarried, transported, and lifted with a precision that baffles engineers even today. We talk of blueprints, of ramps, of levers, but what we're really talking about is the power of a unified vision, thousands of people, working together under the blistering sun, driven by a purpose that transcended their individual lives. This wasn't just construction, it was a national project, a sacred duty to ensure their pharaoh's journey into the afterlife. Look closely at the surface. Though weathered by sandstorms and centuries, you can still sense the original smoothness of the casing stones that once made them gleam like brilliant white jewels under the sun. At their apex, a capstone, perhaps gilded in gold, would have caught the first and last light of day, a beacon connecting the earth to the sky, the mortal to the divine. The Great Pyramid, the tomb of Khufu, is the oldest and largest of the three. For over 3,800 years, it stood as the tallest man-made structure in the world. Think about that. While empires rose and fell, while languages were born and died, this single monument remained unsurpassed. Its companions, the pyramids of Khafre and Menkaure, stand in a line that is not just geographically precise, but astronomically significant. They align almost perfectly with the stars of Orion's belt. Coincidence? Or a deliberate attempt to mirror the heavens on earth? This alignment speaks to a deeper understanding of the cosmos. The ancient Egyptians were not just builders. They were astronomers, mathematicians, and theologians. The sky was their calendar, their map, and their sacred text. The pyramids were their way of writing themselves into the story of the universe, ensuring their king's soul could ascend to the stars and join the eternal dance of the gods. Let's move away from the sheer scale for a moment and consider the human element. Picture the lives of the workers. Not slaves, as old myths would have us believe, but skilled laborers. They lived in organized cities near the plateau, with bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities. Excavations have revealed their communities, their tools, even their tombs. They were people with families, with beliefs, with pride in their work. They left their marks, their graffiti, hidden deep within the pyramid's passages. Personal messages that have survived for 4,500 years. The Friends of Khufu gang, or the Drunkards of Menkaure. These small human touches collapse the immense span of time, reminding us that these were real people, not so different from us. And guarding this entire necropolis is the enigmatic Sphinx. Part human, part lion, carved from a single outcrop of limestone. Who does its face represent? For centuries, it was believed to be Khafre, the pharaoh of the second pyramid. Its gaze is fixed eastward, greeting the rising sun each morning. It has seen countless sunrises. It has watched as the desert sands have swallowed and then revealed it time and time again. What secrets does it hold behind that serene, weathered expression? It remains the ultimate riddle, a silent guardian of this sacred place. The Giza Plateau is a city of the dead, but it is bursting with life. It tells the story of a civilization obsessed with eternity. Their preparations for the afterlife were more elaborate than their arrangements for life on Earth. The tombs were eternal homes, filled with everything the deceased would need in the next world. Food, furniture, texts of magical spells, and beautiful art depicting a vibrant, idealized existence. Their concept of death wasn't an end, but a transition, a dangerous journey that, if successful, led to a paradise. As the camera pulls back, the pyramids are framed against the vastness of the Sahara. From this perspective, their individual stones blur into a single, perfect geometric form. They become an idea of permanence, of ambition, of the human desire to leave a mark, to shout into the void of time. We were here. They remind us that our own civilizations, our towering skyscrapers of glass and steel, are part of this same, long story. For generations, travelers, scholars, conquerors, and dreamers have made the pilgrimage here. Napoleon's soldiers stood in awe before them. Mark Twain wrote of their overwhelming presence. They have a way of putting our own lives into perspective. Our worries, our triumphs, our fleeting moments, they all seem so small in the shadow of something that has endured for so long. The experience of being here is not just visual. It's a feeling. It's the warmth of the ancient stone under your hand. It's the sound of the wind as it sweeps across the plateau. It's the humbling realization that you are walking on the same ground as people who lived in a world so different. Yet were driven by the same fundamental human hopes and fears. The golden light of sunrise now fully illuminates the scene. The desert is no longer silent, but filled with the soft glow of a new day. The pyramids stand, as they always have, a bridge between our world and one that is long gone. They are a monument not just to the pharaohs they housed, but to the enduring spirit of humanity itself. They teach us that with belief, with unity, and with extraordinary effort, we are capable of achieving the eternal. They are not just a wonder of the ancient world. They are a wonder for all time. A message in stone, left for us to read. And even if we can't decipher every detail, the core message is clear. We are a species that dreams, that builds, that reaches for the stars. And in these magnificent structures, that dream is made real, forever etched against the Egyptian sky. Thank you for joining this journey. If you were moved by the majesty of this place, consider subscribing for more stories from our incredible world. Have you ever stood at the crossroads of time, where millennia-old wonders share the horizon with the vibrant pulse of a modern metropolis? Welcome to Cairo, a city that doesn't just exist in the present, it breathes history. Look there, against the hazy sky. The pyramids of Giza. For over 4,500 years, they've watched civilizations rise and fall. They've seen conquerors come and go, empires flourish and fade. They are the silent, eternal sentinels of human ambition. Monuments built not just with stone, but with ingenuity, faith, and the sheer power of collective will. Imagine the hands that laid these massive blocks, the minds that calculated their perfect alignment with the stars. They were built to last forever, a testament to a belief in an afterlife, a bridge between the mortal and the divine. Now, let your gaze shift. See the sprawling, energetic expanse of modern Cairo, a city of over 20 million souls, each with their own story, their own dreams. Towers of glass and steel reach for the same sky as the pyramids, creating a skyline that is a dialogue between two vastly different eras. Cars flow like a river through concrete canyons, horns creating the city's unique symphony. Life here is fast, loud, and relentlessly forward-moving. People rushing to work, families gathering in cafes, markets buzzing with the trade of goods and ideas. This is the new Egypt, a nation grappling with the challenges of the 21st century, while being intrinsically tied to its unparalleled past. The contrast is breathtaking, isn't it? On one side, you have the quiet stoic grandeur of the pyramids, their triangular forms a symbol of stability and permanence. They represent a world ordered by pharaohs, gods, and cosmic cycles. Time for them is measured in dynasties, in ages. On the other side, you have the chaotic, beautiful, and ever-changing fabric of modern urban life. Here, time is measured in seconds, in deadlines, in the flicker of a traffic light. The pyramids stand aloof, dusted by the sands of time, while the city below hums with electricity and data. This juxtaposition tells a powerful story. It's a story about resilience, about adaptation. It shows us that the past is not something to be left behind in a museum. It is a living, breathing part of the present. The people of Cairo navigate this dual identity every single day. They might check their smartphones while sitting in the shadow of a 1,000-year-old mosque, or discuss global politics in a coffee shop that overlooks the Nile, the very same river that sustained the pharaohs. The ancient and the modern are not in conflict here. They are woven together, creating a cultural tapestry that is rich, complex, and utterly unique. Think about the sheer scale of history contained in this single view. The pyramids witnessed the birth of writing, the development of mathematics, the dawn of organized religion. They were ancient even when the Roman Empire was at its peak. And yet, here they are, sharing the horizon with a city that is a hub of contemporary Arab art, music, and cinema. It forces you to consider your own place in the grand sweep of time. But this isn't a story about being dwarfed by the past. It's a story of inspiration. The same human spirit that engineered the pyramids is the same spirit that builds skyscrapers, launches satellites, and writes code. The drive to create, to build something lasting, to leave a mark on the world, that is a constant thread running through our shared human story. The pyramids are not just tombs for long-dead kings. They are a permanent reminder of what we are capable of when we work together towards a monumental goal. The sharp edges of the city soften, and the pyramids seem to draw closer, their silhouettes a deep, profound purple against the fiery sky. For a moment, the noise of the city fades, and you can almost hear the whispers of history on the wind. It's a moment of reflection, a time to appreciate the incredible journey of this place and its people. The lights of Cairo begin to twinkle on, creating a new constellation on the ground that rivals the one in the sky. The city never truly sleeps. It just transforms, its energy shifting from the hustle of the day to the vibrant social life of the night. Meanwhile, the pyramids recede into the darkness, returning to their silent vigil, waiting for the dawn of another day, another century, another millennium. They have time. They will still be here, long after the city's current lights have dimmed, ready to witness the next chapter in the endless story of Egypt. What we see from this vantage point is more than just a landscape. It's a lesson in perspective. It reminds us that our modern world, with all its technology and progress, is built upon foundations laid thousands of years ago. Cairo doesn't force you to choose between the past and the present. It invites you to embrace both, to find the beauty in their coexistence, and to understand that we are all part of a story that is much, much bigger than us. For thousands of years, they have stood silent, watching civilizations rise and fall. The Great Pyramids of Giza. We see them in pictures, we learn about them in school, but how often do we stop to truly comprehend the scale of this achievement? Forget the sensational theories for a moment. Let's talk about the people, the sheer human effort that chiseled a legacy into the face of eternity. Imagine the Nile, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, bustling with barges, each one carrying massive limestone and granite blocks, some weighing as much as a school bus, quarried and transported from hundreds of miles away. This wasn't magic. This was logistics on a scale that would challenge even our modern capabilities. Thousands of workers, organized with incredible precision, moving millions of tons of stone. Let's put that into perspective. The Great Pyramid of Khufu alone is made of an estimated 2.3 million blocks. If you were to lay those blocks end to end, they would stretch for more than 1,000 miles. Think about the coordination required: quarrying, shaping, transporting, and then lifting these colossal stones into place, all without the aid of steel, wheels, or modern machinery as we know it. The primary building material was limestone, quarried right there on the Giza Plateau. This formed the bulk of the pyramid's core. They had bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities. Analysis of their skeletons shows they received medical treatment, including bone setting and even brain surgery. They were skilled laborers, not slaves. They were fed, housed, and respected for their craft. Building the pyramid was a national project, a form of civil service, a way to contribute to the eternal journey of their pharaoh and, by extension, the prosperity of their entire nation. These were people with families, with lives, with incredible skills passed down through generations. They were stonemasons, engineers, architects, and foremen. They understood leverage. They understood ramps. They understood the principles of physics in a deeply intuitive way. They weren't just piling stones. They were engineering a monument to last forever. The precision is staggering. The base of the Great Pyramid is almost a perfect square, with the sides aligning almost exactly with the 4 cardinal points of the compass. The level of accuracy they achieved with rudimentary tools is something that continues to baffle engineers today. How did they lift the stones? This is one of the biggest mysteries. The most widely accepted theory involves a system of ramps, perhaps a single, long straight ramp, or a spiral ramp that corkscrewed around the outside of the pyramid as it grew. Another idea suggests a combination of external and internal ramps. Recent scans have even hinted at the possibility of a hidden internal ramp. Avoid spiraling up within the structure itself. Whatever the method, it required brilliant engineering and a workforce moving in perfect unison. Imagine the scene. Tens of thousands of workers, the air thick with the dust of limestone, the rhythmic chanting of teams pulling on ropes, the sharp clang of copper chisels on stone. It was a city of construction, operating day in and day out, year after year, for decades. Each block was a small part of a monumental puzzle. Each worker a crucial cog in a machine of human ingenuity. They weren't just building a tomb. They were building a stairway to the stars for their king. In the ancient Egyptian belief system, the pharaoh was a divine intermediary between the gods and humanity. Ensuring his successful journey to the afterlife was essential for maintaining cosmic order, or mat. The pyramid was a resurrection machine, a powerful symbol designed to launch the pharaoh's soul into the eternal cycle of rebirth with the sun god, Ra. The shape itself, a primeval mound rising from the earth, or a solid ramp to the heavens, was deeply symbolic. The complex at Giza is more than just the 3 main pyramids. It includes smaller pyramids for the queens, mastaba tombs for the nobility, and the enigmatic Great Sphinx. It's a vast necropolis, a city of the dead, meticulously planned and constructed. The Sphinx, carved from a single outcrop of limestone, stands guard, a silent witness to millennia of history. Its purpose is still debated. Is it a guardian? A portrait of a pharaoh? Its gaze fixed on the horizon, it seems to hold the secrets of a forgotten time. Over the centuries, the pyramids have been plundered. The treasures they once held are long gone, and the brilliant white casing was stripped away to build the city of Cairo. They've been battered by sandstorms, baked by the sun, and climbed by countless explorers and tourists. And yet, they endure. They are the last of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. Why? Because they weren't built to be beautiful for a generation. They were built to be eternal. The builders used a mortar of gypsum and sand. This mortar was incredibly strong, but its primary purpose wasn't just to bind the stones. It acted as a lubricant, allowing the massive blocks to be slid into their final, precise positions. It also provided a leveling bed, ensuring the stability of the entire structure as it rose higher and higher. It's these small, often overlooked details that revealed the true genius of the ancient Egyptian engineers. When you stand at the base of the Great Pyramid and look up, it's hard to process the sheer scale. Each of the first few courses of stone is taller than a person. The weight of the structure is immense, an estimated 6 million tons, pressing down on the bedrock. To build something so massive, so precise, so enduring, with the technology of the Bronze Age, is a testament to what humans can achieve when united by a common purpose. They are a puzzle written in stone, and we are still trying to solve it. 4,500 years later, their legacy is not just in the stones themselves, but in the inspiration they provide. They remind us that the limitations we perceive are often self. They show us that with vision, organization, and a collective will, humanity can achieve the seemingly impossible. They were built by humans, meant for eternity. And in their silent, majestic presence, they have achieved it. They stand as a permanent reminder of a time when people dared to build mountains. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey